Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today we're going to be covering all of the data mined runes for Phase 3 for all the classes. There's also a ton of class changes that have been data mined as well, but those are a little difficult, and this video would be very long for me to go over every single one. So we are just going to go over the runes for Phase 3, and we'll probably do a class change one tomorrow. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we are going to switch it right over here to this wonderful Wowhead page that has all the information, and we are going to get right into it. So the very first class is going to be Druid, and they have the first rune, Engraved Bracers, Effervescence. Your Swiftman now causes Effervescence, healing all party members within 15 yards of the Swiftman's targets for whatever that calculation comes out to for 30 seconds. So essentially an AoE hot, which is going to be really good for Druids. Then we have Alun's Fires. Some of your spells and abilities extend the duration of your damage and healing over time effects on their target. Starfire extends Moonfire, Wrath extends Sunfire, Regrowth extends Rejuvenation, Shred extends Rip, and each effect can only be extended 3 times. So that's really cool to see. And a rune that works for every class really well too, in every spec. Then we have Helm, Gale Winds. Engrave your helm with Gale Winds. Increases your damage done by your hurricane by 100%. It no longer has a cooldown, and its mana cost is reduced by 20%. So just an amazing balanced Druid AoE rune right there. And then Engrave Helm Gore. Striking a target with Lacerate, Swipe, or Maul has a 15% chance to reset the cooldown on Mangle, Bear, and grant 10 Rage. Striking a target with a Mangle Cat or Shred has a 5% chance to reset the cooldown on Tiger's Fury. So that's really awesome and huge for both Feral and Bear Druids. So those are all the runes that we have for Druid right now. Next is Hunter. So Hunter runes are going to be Focus Fire. Consumes all applications of Frenzy on your pet, increasing your ranged attack speed by 3% and granting 4 focus to your pet for each application of Frenzy consumed. Your pet gains Frenzy each time it uses a basic attack, increasing its melee attack speed by 6% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. So that's just a really good Beast Mastery rune that we're going to see there. Then we have Engrave Bracers Raptor's Fury. Raptor Strike increases your damage done by Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite by 15%, stacking up to 5 times. Subsequent doses do not extend the duration of this effect. So that's very interesting, that last line there, but it'll be a nice melee Hunter rune. Then we have Engrave Helm, Cat-like Reflexes. Engrave your helm with Cat-like Reflexes increases your chance to dodge by 20% and your pet's chance to dodge by 9%. In addition, reduces the cooldown of your kill command and flanking strike by 50%. So that's a really cool, interesting Beast Mastery one, or maybe even like a Hunter tanking, like pet tank rune. I don't know. That's very odd, the first part of that. Then you have Engrave Helm Lock and Load. So each time one of your traps is triggered, your next shot ability within 20 seconds costs no mana and does not incur a cooldown. That's awesome. It's in Wrath right now and a really good cooldown for them. Then Engrave Helm Rapid Killing. Reduce the cooldown on Rapid Fire by 2 minutes and your next steady shot ability within 20 seconds after killing a target worth honor experience deals 20% increased damage. So that's really cool. That'll be pretty great for PvP, honestly. PvE, I think that the getting honor while killing it might not be the best, but it'll be interesting to see how that works. Kind of like a PvP jumps out, or like questing and leveling. I feel like you'd use Lock and Load for all the other ones, but we'll see how the rune pans out for that. But that is it for the Hunters. They have a lot of changes too, but we'll talk about that in a different video. Next, we have Mage Runes. So Mage Runes are going to be, those are changes to current runes. We have Balefire Bolt. So this does a ton of damage, and each time you cast it, your next Balefire within 30 seconds will have increased 10% damage, and your spirit will be decreased by 10% for 30 seconds, both stacking up to 10 times. If your spirit reaches a 0 as a consequence, you will immediately die. This spell will be checked against the lower of the target's arcane and fire resist. So very interesting, sort of like a kill your character bolt that you can do. Be very interesting. Then Engraved Helmet Advanced Warding. Increase the magnitude of your Mana Shield, Frost Ward, and Fire Ward, and decrease the mana drain by Mana Shield by 50% per damage done. That'll be a really amazing PvP rune for mages, except for they get Engraved Helm Deep Freeze. So Deep Freeze stuns the target for 5 seconds, only usable on frozen targets, deals that insane calculation damage to targets permanently immune to stun, fire, and arcane. So really very interesting with that. Deep Freeze is going to clap. Then they have Temporal Anomaly. Launch an orb of temporal energy that slowly moves forward and every 2 seconds grants all nearby party members a shield, absorbing X amount of damage. So that is a really nice Mage Rune. I like all those Mage Runes. It really feels like Blizzard's hearing us and making some awesome changes to stuff. Then we have Paladin Runes, which are pretty cool. They get Hammer of Righteousness, which hammers the current target and up to 2 additional nearby targets, causing 4 times your main hand weapon damage per second as holy damage. Then Engraved Bracers Improved Holy Wrath. Engrave your bracers. The damage on Hammer of Wrath is reset each time it damages an enemy below 10% health. So you just spam hammer anytime a mob gets down below 10% health. Engraved Bracers Purifying Power reduces the cooldown of Exorcism and Holy Wrath. Holy Wrath can now be cast at any target and will stun undead and demon targets for 2 seconds. Then Engraved Helmet Wrath. Your concentration damage can now be critical strikes, and your damage from Exorcism, Holy Shock, Holy Wrath, and concentration spells gain additional critical strike chance equal to your melee critical strike chance. All those are really cool, and they're really going towards that Shakaden Paladin build, it feels like, but I'm a Horde player, so I can't give much input on that. Next, we have Priest Runes, Surge of Light, and critical spell cast cause your next Smite or Flash Heal cast within 15 seconds to be an instant cast, so that's really cool. Engraved Bracers Void Zone. Summon a Void Zone in a target area that deals X amount of damage to enemies that stand with it for every 10 seconds. So that's a really cool. Priests get more AoE other than just Mind Seer. Then we have Engraved Helm, Eye of the Void. Call an Eye of the Void to fight for you for 30 seconds. The Eye can cast a variety of curses on your target. So Shadow Priest getting the ability to curse mobs is really cool, especially if you can pick which one to do. So like Shadow Priest and Warlock are both viable because Warlocks always want that curse debuff. Then we have Engraved Helm, Pain and Suffering. Mind Flame refreshes the duration of your Shadow Ward Pain on the target back to its maximum duration. So that's insane, and it doesn't look like it has a cooldown. So Shadow Priest really getting a lot of amazing runes. I think it'll be a really fun class to play. Next, we have Rogues. So Rogues are going to be getting Engraved Bracers Carnage. Your abilities deal 20% increased damage to targets affected by one of your bleeds. Engraved Bracers Cut to the Chase. Your Eviscerate and Envenom abilities refresh either your Slice and Dice or your Blade Dance duration to its 5 combo point maximum. If both are available, only one with the shortest remaining duration will be refreshed. Engraved Bracers Unfair Advantage. Whenever you dodge an attack, you gain an unfair advantage, striking back for 100% of your main weapon's damage. This cannot occur more than once per second. So that sounds like a really awesome sort of tank rogue one. And it looks like the Rogue Helmet runes are not there yet. So very interesting that they only have the Bracer ones for us. Then we have Shaman. The new Shaman runes are going to be Overcharged. Your Lightning Shield never lose charges, has a 1-second cooldown, and deals damage to all enemies within 8 yards. So that could be a really good tanking one. Engraved Bracers Riptide. Heal a friendly target for X amount of damage and another over 15 seconds. Your next chain heal on that target on that primary target within 15 seconds will consume the healing over time effect and increase the amount of chain heal by 25%. This spell also triggers Ancestral Awakening, so that's just a really good healing shaman spell. Engraved Bracers, Rolling Thunder, Lightning Bolt, and Chain Lightning have a 30% chance to add an additional charge onto your Lightning Shield up to a maximum of 9 charges. Earth Shock now releases all Lightning Shield charges above 3, dealing damage to the target and energizing you for 2% of your maximum mana per second. So Rolling Thunder would be insane if you could do that with Overcharge, but it looks like you're only going to get one of those. Then Engraved Bracers, Static Shock. Your Lightning Shield has now has 9 charges, and your melee attacks have a 6% chance to trigger one of those charges, immediately damaging your target. So there's a lot of stuff with Lightning Shield to make it more viable. Then we have Engraved Hell Burn. Your Flame Shock now strikes up to 3 targets, which that's awesome. Engraved Helm, Mental Dexterity. Dealing damage with your melee weapons increases your attack power by 100% of your intellect, and your spell damage and healing by 30% of your total attack power for 1 minute. Then we have Engraved Helm, Tidal Waves. When you cast Chain Heal or Riptide, you gain 2 charges of Tidal Waves, which reduce the cast time of your healing wave by 30% and increase the critical effect chance of your lesser healing wave by 25%. All phenomenal changes for Shaman there. I think they're getting really, really great runes next phase. Then for Warlock, they actually don't have too many Warlock runes right now. Just Engraved Helm Vengeance. When activated, this ability grants you a 30% increase to your maximum health for 20 seconds. After the effect expires, the health is lost. Additionally, while in Metamorphosis, Vengeance causes your wings to slow your falling speed. So that's pretty cool. They just get slow fall. Then they also are getting Felguard. I don't know why it's not mentioned here in the Wowhead, but it was in the highlighted and featuring stuff, which is pretty awesome. And then next we will go to Warrior. Warrior are getting some pretty awesome runes. They're actually getting Boot Rune, and they're getting Gladiator Stance, which will be really awesome for Warriors to get, which essentially will allow them, while wearing a shield, they increase their damage by 10%, increase block chance by 10%, and reduces armor by 30%, but increases threat generated by 10%. So it's sort of like a tanking stance for Warriors to do much more damage instead of that. And then we have Engraved Bracers, Wrecking Crew. Your melee criticals enrage you, increasing the critical strike damage of all your attacks by 10% for 6 seconds. So another good, amazing rune. And unfortunately, they don't have too many more runes, it looks like, for Warrior as well. But, you know, that's data mining, and that's how it goes. But those are all of the runes that have been data mined thus far, guys. I know this was a pretty long video, but that was covering every single rune that you could see that we will get for all the classes. I'll have it broken down at the bottom for you guys. But yeah, that is a lot of awesome runes, and it'll definitely cover a lot of the changes. The changes are a little odd because it's just data mined, so all of them are subject to change. It's just what Blizzard has put in, and they await our feedback, see how it plays, and they're definitely going to be tweaked a lot more before then. But anyway, I'll put the Wowhead page down below if you want to check it out. I'm sure they will constantly update it, but it is an awesome resource for you guys. So anyway, I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of each class's runes down below, and until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.